it like starts off like super slow for me. Like it starts off with like, oh, that's not good. Well, that's bad. And then it goes,
oh, that's bad. That is crazy.
Hello friends, family, and everyone in between. My name is Kayla Networks and this is my very random YouTube channel. As always, my dogs may or may not be making noise. If you watch any of my videos, it's really 50-50. You never know, and sometimes it is very random. I got one looking at me right now. I don't know what he wants. Today, I want to make suggestions, recommendations for you guys to expose you guys to content on Netflix that you probably never knew existed. Because I don't know, at this point, everyone's got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all these different streaming services, and it feels like content is just being thrown at you all the time. Or if you're like me and you're still in quarantine and you haven't been anywhere, done anything, you feel like you've watched everything. But maybe you haven't. Maybe these suggestions I have for you guys can open your eyes to very new content, very great content in my opinion, because these are my recommendations. I don't know what y'all are into, but I know what I'm into. So, I chose Netflix specifically. Did I say that right? Specifically? I'm so afraid of saying specifically. Specifically, I want to talk about Netflix because I've had it the longest and I've watched a bunch of shows. I have Hulu as well, so I can make recommendations on Hulu with TV shows and movies and all that stuff because that is just my life right now. Yeah, I have 5 recommendations for you all. These are TV shows. Some of them are Netflix originals, some of them are not.
Leo, if you don't stop booping my camera.
My first suggestion is The Magicians. I don't know if you guys have seen The Magicians or heard of The Magicians, but you should definitely watch it because it is such a great show. Now, I talked so much shit about this show because I found out it was a sci-fi original, and sci-fi is on cable, and I was like, no way this show is gonna be good. It's gonna be hella corny. The like special effects are gonna be very just like cringe-worthy, and I was very shocked. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, you should. The special effects were done very well. The acting is not awful whatsoever. Like the actors aren't those like cliches like Sharknado type actors. No, these people can act. I've heard, but I've not confirmed that the show is based off of a book. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't checked that out. I doubt that I'll read the book because I watched the show and I'm just that kind of person. Like I would have to read the book first and then watch the show or movie. I can't do the opposite. But if you guys want to do that, look it up, see if there's a book, read it if you want to. But I definitely suggest watching the show. It's called The Magicians. It's got magic. It's got romance. It's like that kind of like, I didn't expect it to be as like adult as it is, because at least on Netflix you can hear every F word, every S word that they say, so you can hear it all. There's sex in it, sexual references and sexual content in it, if that like fits your fancy. But the thing that drew me to the show is just the magic and just the whole concept, and it's called The Magicians. I really don't want to ruin it for you guys, but it gave me very, like the season 1, like couple of episodes gave me very Harry Potter vibes, because there's like a school, a magic school that people go to and learn how to do magic, and then you get into your little houses and stuff like that based on like your skills. And I will say, even though I kind of like agree with this comment and disagree with this comment, the cast is relatively diverse. Like it's diverse in the way that how, you know, there's like a group of 7 people and if 2 of them ain't white, we're like, oh wow, is that kind of diversity. To me, if I had to describe The Magicians, I would say it's like a mixture between like Supernatural, Charmed, and what else? Now You See Me, the movie, I guess. Like those 3 things in one. In a show, if I had like, oh, and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that too has got like that kind of vibe in there too. It's got a lot going on, but it's a great show. Another suggestion that I have for you guys that isn't magic related, but it is a comedy and it's more realistic, but I know some people have watched it and some people have not for whatever reason. And this is not a Netflix original, I don't think. Is it? I don't think it is. I forget, does it come on HBO? I don't know what it comes on. Schitt's Creek? Y'all know? Y'all don't know? Schitt's Creek. So I started watching that a couple years ago, and I think they only had the first season up on Netflix at the time that I watched it. Now I think they have 3 or 4 seasons up on Netflix now. But Schitt's Creek is like a comedy. It's got that one dude who I know I'm about to just make a bunch of people mad because I know he's been in a bunch of other movies. But the main one that comes to my head, because that's what he was in recently for me, is Medea's Witness Protection Program, where it was the white guy with the glasses. He's in there. Who else is in there? Oh, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the girl who works at the cafe that they go to is his daughter. And then what's his name? Oh, David. That girl, she's not related to him, but David is related to him as well. I did not know those were his kids, but fun fact. But for those of you who haven't, it is a comedy. It is about these rich people who end up losing all their money and have to move into this very small motel, and you know, they're bougie and trying to live in this very like southern small hometown area in this very dusty motel. So if you want to check that out, you should. Like I said, they've got a couple seasons up. I want to say that they have one more season that they plan on making, but regardless, you can still get into it and binge watch it. Now, the third suggestion I have for you guys, I know a lot of people have seen it, but I also know a lot of people that I'm friends with haven't seen it, because it's like one of those shows, like you see it being talked about online so much, so you purposely don't watch it so you don't be one of those basic bitches. I was one of those people, and then I fell into the trap and watched it. The show You, which is a Netflix original, and I'm sure a lot of y'all either have seen it, heard of it, or are trying to avoid it, because I understand it's got a lot of problematic features to it and different themes that it's kind of like, do we really want to idolize this guy that murders people because he's doing it for her? Spoiler alert in case you didn't know. If you didn't know, that's really on you, because it's talked about all the time. But the show You is way more, it's not so much a comedy, it's got different like funny aspects to it, but I immediately compared the show to like Dexter, which Dexter is on Netflix. It's not something that I was gonna recommend on this, but it's a great show, and it gave me very Dexter vibes with just a very like, I don't know what you call it, the very slow like monotone type vibe to it. It had that going on with the narration and the murder and the what is it, like anti-hero, like when they do good things but they're still very bad because of the way that they do it, because of the way that they do it, even though the why seems very heroic in a sense. What is that called? I don't remember. But yes, if you want to watch You, it's dark, it's got gore, it's got sex, it's got murder, it's got stalking, it's got a relatively hot guy as the main lead. Like, I don't think he's as fine as everyone else online keeps saying he's fine, but he's fine enough that I'm like,
okay, I mean, yeah, sure, alright.
and he reads. I mean, who does that anymore? But if you get triggered by seeing stuff like that, like stalking and murder and just like these very dark undertones, then yeah, I would not suggest watching it. If you want to do deeper research in the show to see if it's something that you're interested in, go ahead. But it is something that I suggest if you're just looking for something that is along the lines of, like I said, a Dexter, or like an Ozark, I guess, like that very monotone dark show with spots of humor. The fourth suggestion I have for you guys, recommendation for a must watch on Netflix, is completely different from the other shows I mentioned, because it is a cooking show, and the show that I'm talking about is Sugar Rush. It is a Netflix original, so you can expect episodes to be up there sooner rather than later, as compared to other shows that take like 2 years to upload episodes after they've already been published online or whatever. But yeah, Sugar Rush, I love that show. If you love cooking shows, if you love baking shows more likely, then this is the show for you. And it's a competition show. It's like 4 teams, different bakers from around the world get together, and they have different challenges. They have a time limit, and at the end they have to bake like a big cake. But like the previous ones, they have to bake like cupcakes. And they have like Zumbo from Zumbo's Just Desserts, he's on there. He's one of the judges. They have whatever that girl's name from Sprinkles. I remember when Sprinkles was like a big thing because my stepmom wanted to drive wherever they're located to go get a Sprinkles cupcake. And I remember they had like a vending machine where you could order it from there. I've still yet to have a Sprinkles cupcake. I really want to try it, but she's on there. And the host who can't stop smiling and flirting with the girl from Sprinkles cupcake, he's the host. Very white smile. He gives me very just like, he makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but he just like that kind of guy. He could so be the guy from You. Like he gives me that kind of like weird, creepy vibe. I doubt he'll ever watch this video, but if you do, don't take it personally. That's just the vibe you give off, my dude. But yeah, Sugar Rush, baking show, challenges, time limits, cupcakes, cakes, tasting. In each episode it has like its own little theme. Like there was like a science theme, there was like a holidays theme, then there's like a bunch of different themes that they have every episode, and it's a different groups of people every single episode. But it's not a stressful show to really watch. The last suggestion I have for you guys is a darker one. It's a show that is kind of, well, it's not kind of, it is a dark show, but it's not like the shows that I mentioned previously. It is a documentary and it is a Netflix original. It's Don't F With Cats. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I remember when it came out that I didn't see like a lot of people talking about it, like previous documentaries that came out where everyone was like making memes and talking about it. And like this one, I didn't like see a lot, at least on my news feed, I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. But Don't F With Cats is like, it like starts off like super slow for me. Like it starts off with like, oh, that's not good. Well, that's bad. And then it goes, oh,
that's bad. That is crazy.
And the two people that are like the main ones narrating the entire situation is they're like superheroes. Like they're detectives. The FBI needs to hire them like ASAP because they were doing some online snooping, investigating, following. They were doing some stuff that I'm like, I could or would never, I don't think. If someone took my dogs, I probably would. But Don't F With Cats is dark because it follows this guy that was abusing animals online, specifically cats, and he was getting rid of cats online and posting it onto different websites. And he was doing it and it was like spreading and it was very gross and very grotesque. And they do show certain clips from his videos in the documentary. From what I remember, I don't think that they like show the most gruesome parts, but they do show clips. So again, this is one of those shows that if you are sensitive to those kind of topics or narration or images, you really don't need to watch it because it is dark. And but it ends on a lighter note. There are of course those people that you're like, oh my gosh, I hate you so much, but it does end very well. I will put that out there, so you don't think it's just constant, just like a punching bag. You don't feel like your emotions are constantly being punched. But like I said, this documentary, it goes like, it's like, and it takes right off. So if you're into documentaries, dark documentaries, murderers, investigations, common people being heroes, because these two, like I said, are just like, they did the damn thing. These two people that try to track down this person and try to warn the police don't take them seriously, and it becomes like a global thing. It starts in the state and somehow he ends up in Berlin, and yeah, it's like a whole thing. But I suggest you guys watch it if you can handle those kind of topics and you're looking for something to just be like on the edge of your seat wondering what the hell is about to happen next. That's all I have for you guys today. I have like a long list of stuff on here and I just wanted to talk about 5 because I know me and I will go off and keep talking and keep talking. But I have way more suggestions if you guys want me to talk about those, or if you have your own recommendations on things that I should mention in my next video, or things that you just want to post in the comment section, or if you have different feelings regarding the shows that I have, different warnings, attitudes, feelings, what have you about the shows I mentioned, then go ahead, put them in the comment section. I will read them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, because we have a TikTok now, and that will be in the comment section below. And yeah, we will see you all next time. Bye.